Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Ducati Corse General Manager Gigi Dall'Igna has acknowledged the challenges of replicating last year's historic MotoGP dominance, even with what he describes as the best riders on the grid, Francesco Bagnaia and Marc Márquez. Speaking at Ducati's 2025 team launch, Dall'Igna emphasized that the goal is not perfection but securing the Riders' and Constructors' Championships once again. As MotoGP teams prepare for the 2025 season, Ducati has shared a glimpse into its development plans for the GP25, revealing new parts set to debut during the upcoming pre-season tests in Malaysia and Thailand. While Gigi Dall'Igna remains tight-lipped about the bike's full technical changes, he highlighted several exciting upgrades. KTM's future in MotoGP and beyond looks a little more secure today, as the Austrian manufacturer reports progress in securing significant financial backing from outside investors. With contributions reportedly close to €900 million, KTM is steering towards stability after entering self-administration late last year due to a financial crisis. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news updates. Ducati's 2024 campaign was nothing short of extraordinary, with the team winning all but one race, frequently sweeping the podium, and locking out the top 4 spots in the championship standings. Their dominance was further highlighted by a record-breaking margin in the Constructors' Championship, 395 points ahead of KTM. However, Dall'Igna recognizes the difficulty of surpassing such a historic season. "I think it's complicated and maybe impossible to do better compared to last year. But for sure, we can improve ourselves so that we achieve our main goals of winning the Riders' and Constructors' Championships. The important thing is to win both championships." Quote from Dall'Igna. Ducati's unmatched consistency in 2024 has set an exceptionally high bar, and the factory team is now shifting its focus to long-term growth rather than attempting to outdo last season's results. The arrival of 6-time MotoGP champion Marc Márquez at the Ducati Lenovo team adds even more star power to a lineup already boasting double world champion Francesco Bagnaia. Despite losing newly crowned champion Jorge Martin to Aprilia and reducing its grid presence to 6 bikes due to Pramac switch to Yamaha, Ducati remains the clear pre-season favorite. Dall'Igna also praised Márquez's resilience and adaptability. After recovering from a career-threatening injury, Márquez impressed on a satellite Ducati at Gresini in 2024 before being promoted to the factory team for 2025. "We have 2 champions, and, in my view, they are the best riders on the grid in 2025. Pecco is a fantastic rider that brought us back to the Riders' Championship in 2022. He could confirm his position the following year and has always been fighting for the world title to the end. And Marc is one of the best riders not only of modern MotoGP but maybe all time. It's such a privilege to have him in our team." While Ducati dominated the 2024 season, Dall'Igna remains committed to innovation. The team plans to introduce upgrades in key areas such as the swing arm, chassis, and fairing during upcoming MotoGP tests. These developments aim to ensure that Ducati stays ahead of an improving grid that includes competitive rivals like KTM, Aprilia, and Yamaha. Dall'Igna noted that while Ducati's overall presence on the grid has decreased, the factory team's technical expertise and rider lineup keep them in a position of strength. "Our goal is to improve ourselves, not necessarily to dominate every race. Winning the war is more important than winning every battle." With Gigi Dall'Igna leading Ducati's charge into 2025, the team is poised to remain the benchmark in MotoGP. However, with the competition heating up and new challenges on the horizon, their path to retaining both the Riders' and Constructors' Championships may not be as straightforward as last season. Ducati will enter 2025 with a slightly reduced grid, as only 3 factory spec Desmosedicis will compete this season. However, the addition of Marc Márquez and Francesco Bagnaia in the Ducati Lenovo team, alongside VR46's Fabio Di Gianantonio, ensures that the team will have a strong presence in the battle for the title. Despite expectations for major changes, Dall'Igna stressed that the goal for 2025 is not to build a completely new bike, but to refine and improve the Desmos Odyssey that delivered so much success last season. The objective we have for this year is not to have a completely new bike, it's to better the bike we had. Last year's bike gave us so many gratifications and great results. Quote from Dall'Igna. Ducati's technical team has worked hard on several key areas, with major upgrades set to be tested during the upcoming Sepang sessions. These include a new swing arm, chassis, and a completely new fairing, as well as several other parts that have been adapted or retouched. We have so much new material to try. We have a new swing arm, new chassis, a new fairing, completely new one, and we also have other elements that have been adapted and retouched. We will be very strict in the selection of the parts that really work. Ducati's commitment to evolution is clear, but Dall'Igna also highlighted the importance of testing and selecting the most effective developments carefully. Dall'Igna expressed his usual confidence in taking calculated risks, a mindset that has defined Ducati's successful journey in MotoGP. However, he emphasized that these risks need to be assessed against the performance of competitors and other developments in the paddock. I like to take technical risks. I always took risks in my life, but you have to be smart in taking risks. You have to risk when it's a good moment to do so. As Ducati prepares for the official Sepang test, the factory team is also considering how its competitors, such as Yamaha and Honda, are progressing. Ducati's own strategy will hinge on the effectiveness of their new components and the adaptability of their riders, particularly the newly joined Márquez. The Sepang shakedown test begins on January 31st, with Ducati's test rider Michel Pirot and rookie Fermin Aldeguer taking to the track. The full factory squad, including Bagnaia, Márquez, and Di Gian Antonio, will join the official test from February 5th to 7th. As teams develop their 2025 machines, all manufacturers are also facing the added challenge of preparing for the 850 cubic centimeters engine regulation set to come into effect by 2027. For now, engine design for Ducati, KTM, and Aprilia will be frozen until 2026, though there will be no restrictions on chassis development and one in-season aero update. There are so many things to evaluate, to assess, also on the basis of our competitors and what they will do concluded. With the Sepang tests fast approaching, Ducati's focus on smart development and testing new parts will be critical as they seek to maintain their dominance in the 2025 MotoGP season. The team's strategy for balancing innovation with reliability, while evaluating risks, could determine their success as they work to defend both their riders' and constructors' championships. Facing a severe financial crisis, KTM took the drastic step of entering self-administration in November 2024 to avoid bankruptcy. Efforts to stabilize the company included a temporary production freeze, workforce reductions, and a scaling back of its racing activities for 2025. While doubts about KTM's future in MotoGP linger, especially with rumors of a potential withdrawal in 2026, the manufacturer confirmed that it will proceed with its MotoGP program as planned for 2025. However, its Gas and Husqvarna brands will no longer participate in the series. KTM has received a significant boost in its efforts to recover, with external investors reportedly pledging around €900 million to help the company pay off 30% of its €1.8 billion debt. Current shareholders Bajaj Auto and CF Moto are expected to increase their stakes, while several private equity firms have also expressed interest in the deal. The positive news has also translated to a rise in KTM's share prices in recent weeks, signaling renewed confidence from investors. With restructuring efforts underway, KTM has outlined a 100-point plan to safeguard its racing operations. This includes a reduction in the number of factory riders to 40 for the 2025 season, in an effort to streamline operations. Despite these challenges, KTM kicked off its 2025 campaign with a victory in the Dakar Rally, showcasing the brand's resilience and competitive spirit. We are acting on a 100-point plan to save the racing side of the business. The goal is to ensure KTM's future in the world of motorsport and secure its place in MotoGP. Quote from Pit Bearer, KTM Motorsport boss. KTM's financial struggles have not gone unnoticed in the MotoGP paddock. Aprilia's CEO, Massimo Rivola, recently commented on KTM's situation, warning that it highlights the escalating costs within the sport, which remain a major challenge for manufacturers. Rivola expressed confidence that KTM would not be forced to exit MotoGP despite its financial difficulties. The upcoming creditor meeting on February 25 will be crucial for KTM's restructuring plan, as the company seeks approval to proceed with its survival strategy. With significant investments pouring in and a clear restructuring plan in place, KTM's road to recovery looks promising, though the challenges remain. As the MotoGP season approaches, all eyes will be on the Austrian manufacturer to see how it navigates these turbulent times and secures its future in both racing and production. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.